Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ryan Dookie!
Hey, I know you people here don't know who I am, and that's okay. If you go to YouTube and type that in, you're going to see me with a lot of people that you guys already know. If you don't believe me, good thing those smartphones are available. Just type that in Google. That's Ryan, D-O-O-K-I-E. You'd be glad to check that out. Anyway, the reason I'm here tonight at AMW, they contacted me for a while. They've been trying to get me on, and I said, you know, I'm going to be there sometime when I can help it. I'm going to be there at some day, and I said, you know what's going to be a good day for me? June the 7th. Luckily, it was open. So here's what's going to happen. They said, not only are we going to have you at AMW June the 7th, we want you involved in a big match. Okay, cool, right? No big deal. They said, you know what they told me? Well, then they didn't smarten you up. That's terrible. What they told me was that I'm going to be involved in the tag team title match tonight. And I know who the tag team champions are, the HEATSEEKERS, Sigmund and Elliott Russell. Now, Sigmund and Elliott Russell and I, we go back for a long, long time. I've wrestled them several times all across the state, all across the country, in fact. They're world travelers. They're great wrestlers. But let me tell you what else they are. They're a bunch of cheaters. I've seen the way they cheated the Rock and Roll Express numerous times. I've seen the way they've cheated everybody here at AMW, and everywhere they go, what are they? What are they? A bunch of no good, dirty cheaters. So when they told me I had a tag team title match tonight, I was super excited, and I said, who's my partner? And they said, Marty Fugate. And I said, the first thing I said after that was, I said, great. Who's Marty Fugate? And then they told me it was this young man. I said, oh, okay. I thought it was, there was a guy from where I lived, is Marty Fugate, and he walked with a cane. I didn't know how that was going to work out for us. So I said, hopefully it's not that guy. Luckily, they got me a young kid. And where is it you're from again?
Lost Creek, Kentucky.
Where is that located from here?
Well, we were finding some background information on Marty Fugate, but we have been interrupted here by the HEATSEEKERS. Gentlemen, you've come out here with a purpose. What do you have to say?
The purpose is simple. When I'm speaking, you sit there and you shut up. You are looking at the reigning and defending AMW Tag Team Champions. The champions that have held these titles for months now. The champions that beat the Rock and Roll Express to gain this gold right here. Shut up. So you are standing in the presence of the greatest tag team in independent wrestling today, the greatest tag team to stand in AMW, the tag team champions, the HEATSEEKERS. And just because you've done a few things in wrestling, just because you've been around for a long time, you think you can show up at AMW, stand across the ring from us, and deserve a tag team title match. But not only that, you bring, tell me his name.
Sir, that is Marty Fugate, a wonderful up-and-coming wrestler here in AMW.
So Ryan Duque, well-traveled veteran, and up-and-coming Marty, what?
It'd be Marty Fugate, sir.
Marty Fugate deserve to be in the ring with the HEATSEEKERS. Let me tell you this. We are reigning and defending tag team. Shut up! defending tag team champions. So the way I see it, if that's what you guys want, that's what you guys will get. We'll go back, we'll get ready, and then if you guys even make it to the ring, if you guys even make it to the ring, we'll stand in there, we'll beat you up, we'll bust you up, and give you the wrestling lesson of a lifetime. And at the end of the day, it will be Heat Seekers, still AMW Tag Team Champions.
The Hazard Village Flea Market, located at 368 Doll Hair Drive, the National Guard Armory, is open Saturday and Sunday. Our facility is loaded with a huge selection of vendors. Call 606-439-2529 today to find out how you can become a vendor. Space is available both inside and outside our facility. Don't wait another second. Call today, join our family, and let's headlock the competition together.
Save Right Home Care of Corbin is locally owned and operated by people just like you. They live right here in our local communities and understand the people of our area and their home health care needs. Services and products provided include diabetic footwear, walkers and canes, hospital beds, CPAP machines, oxygen, mastectomy products within a private setting, athletic braces, lift chairs, and much more. Save Right Home Care of Corbin, committed to your everyday wellness and a better you. Located just up from B&H Shoes beside the Knox Annex office on US 25E. Give us a call today at 528-2515 and like us on Facebook.
Looking to have a birthday party? Well, look no further than the Miller Family Fun Center, located on 885 West Highway 80 in Combs, Kentucky. With inflatables, an arcade, basketball courts, and soon laser tag and a sky trampoline park, the Miller Family Fun Center can meet all your birthday party needs. Message us today to reserve your party, ask about our dine-in and carry-out lunch specials, the Miller Family Fun Center, and Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, an unbeatable tag team. Wrestling fans, now the very best wrestling action in the Southeast is at your fingertips. That's right, the Appalachian Mountain Wrestling Network is live and online. See the very best wrestlers today competing in traditional, hard-hitting action straight into your living room. See legends of the ring like the Rock and Roll Express, Boogie Woogie Man Jimmy Valiant, Al Snow, Scott Hall, AJ Styles, and many more.
Over 125 hours.
For only $4.99 a month. Yes, it's $4.99 a month. But wait, if you sign up right now, you get a week absolutely free. See the very best from the Southeast and from other promotions all around the world. Go to www.amwwrestlingnetwork.com today. Get your free trial and help make wrestling great again.
All right, welcome everybody to this week's edition of Appalachian Mountain Wrestling Television. We thank you for joining us. We have another wonderful night lined up with plenty of live wrestling action. I'm joined at the table right now by the man, the myth, the legend, Kyle Maggard. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Oh, I'm doing good, Samuel. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you being here, and thank you for joining me out here, giving me a little help on the commentary side. I know you have plenty of insight from inside experience in the ring here. But let me ask you something. as we're watching this scramble match begin at the beginning of this episode, I got to ask, are you going to be in one of these scramble matches?
I'm going to be in one of the scramble matches. I don't know when they're going to draw my number. I don't know when it's going to come up. It could be right now on AMW-TV in a few minutes. It could be next week. Could be the week after. But we're talking the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship, a new championship. And if there's a new championship in Appalachian Mountain Wrestling to be had, it's going to be had by Kyle Maggard.
Absolutely. As we've all seen in previous episodes, the hunger is all on you as far as any new opportunity that comes up here in Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. As we see the All-American twist that arm and put Mega Destroyer in that wrist lock, followed by a fireman's carry, trying to wear down Mega Destroyer. We also want to thank all of our sponsors here as we get underway in this match. Collar and Elbow, Good Brothers Inc., as well as the Bayard and Blevins Law.
Blevins Law Office there, old AAA Real Estate, even Bonanza over there in Corbin, Kentucky. Thanks to those guys. They're sponsoring us, brings you Appalachian Mountain Wrestling Television.
Absolutely. And we can't forget the Miller Family Fun Center. Thank them for hosting all of our television episodes, all of our episodic television that runs on WYMT as well as various other outlets all across the country. We thank them so much for letting us make our home, to build our home from the ground up here at the Miller Family Fun Center.
Well, who you got in this, Samuel? We got two masked men.
We do, and they're both very mysterious. Obviously, we've seen Mega Destroyer quite a bit in recent television episodes. We haven't seen too much of the All-American, and honestly, I can't say I know terribly a lot about his in-ring work, but I know if there's one thing about Mega Destroyer is that, sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses, but regardless, we can always depend on the Mega Destroyer to cheat.
That's true. You can always depend on the Mega Destroyer to cheat. Now, if you happen to notice, you got the Mega Destroyer out here, but you know who's not in his corner?
I believe that there's a very eccentric-looking feller that is not in his corner, as we saw the disbandment of the Legion of Juice not too far long ago.
And you know who did the disbanding?
I believe that who was that exactly?
That was me. Since the Weekend of Champions, the Hall of Fame night right there at A.B. Combs Elementary, I was able to pick the 7-foot, 500-pound monster up and body slam him to the mat, something that no one has ever done in professional wrestling. Nobody has ever picked Big Rig Jake Break up and slammed him like that. But Samuel, I'm not nobody. I'm somebody, and I'm somebody that's going to win this Southeastern Heavyweight Championship. I'm going to win my scramble match, whenever it may be, and then I'm going to win whatever four-way match I'm in.
Absolutely, and getting back to Big Rig Jake Break, that's something you say that we haven't seen anyone body slam the 7-foot, 500-pound giant before. I doubt we'll ever see that again. You may be the one and only person that will ever hold that title over him, and obviously we've seen where that's taken him as Lemon Juice McGee and Big Rig Jake Break are now have banished themselves and holding up to their promise that they are never coming back to Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, as we saw earlier on this week, as Lemon Juice McGee posted to his social media accounts of, I guess Big Rig Jake Break had to pick up a job at the local Dairy Queen serving him an ice cream cone to make ends meet without the income of Appalachian Mountain Wrestling behind him.
Yeah, I sure hate that for the Lemon Juice and the Big Rig. If you can tell, that's sarcasm in my voice.
I was going to say, don't you dare lie to our loyal fans, sir. We see the All-American getting some speed, running right into that elbow from the Mega Destroyer.
The big knee in the back there, too. I tell you what, even though the Mega Destroyer's kind of lost his way without Lemon Juice, he's still one to be reckoned with.
Oh, absolutely. He was a phenomenal poised machine before he ever joined the Legion of Juice, and I'm sure he will continue to be afterwards. He just needs to regain his bearings, knowing that he doesn't have that extra pair of hands, that extra set of eyes in his corner to make sure that he continues keeping the upper hand throughout the match anymore. So, and we'll see how well he fares, how quickly he readapts to being all on his own from here on out as we get 1, 2, and a kick out from the All-American.
You know something I've noticed, Samuel, is Appalachian Mountain Wrestling isn't without its masked characters. Everybody seems to have a mask here in AMW. We don't know who these people are, and I don't know why they're hiding their faces. But I've said it over many a times, if I ever get in a ring with Mega Destroyer again, I'm probably going to take his mask off.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I would say that there's a couple reasons why they stay masked. Obviously, there's the traditional lucha backings of, you know, concealing your identity to appear to be that superhero, that larger-than-life, more than human character. But I wouldn't surpass any of the locker room that's under mask at AMW for hiding their identity for the purposes of they probably have warrants out there. And they're trying to hide from them and get the upper hand. And I'd be pretty scared if I was across the wing from anyone in a mask, not knowing what's under there, not knowing what's going through the mind, not being able to see their poker face under that mask. So as we see a big side slam, backbreaker from Mega Destroyer to the All-American. As the Mega Destroyer taking his sweet time, a nonchalant cover there, allowing the All-American getting to regain enough steam to kick out as he flips him right back up, gets right back on him in that rear chokehold there.
Looks like the Mega Destroyer has him right where he wants him.
Absolutely. He's definitely in control of the match. He's controlling the pace of this match with that rear choke, and that's something that is overlooked on some of these holds, is not just that you're wearing down your opponent, but you're controlling the pace. If you're facing an opponent that is more, as we're seeing right now from the All-American, more traditionally a fast-paced kind of wrestler, when you slow them down, that wears them down more than just what the choke itself is doing. That's wearing down them mentally because they're getting out of the game. But the All-American is definitely getting on that hot streak right now with multiple clotheslines to the Mega Destroyer, making sure to stay on top, keep that upper hand over the Mega Destroyer, and we're going to see where this is going to lead. As Mega Destroyer throws that punch, trying to even up the odds as they square up, punch for punch.
So in the corner to give him maybe a 10 count here.
Mega Destroyer looks rocked after that 10 count. Very woozy, but he's able to fall and move out of the way. That may have been without his control.
What's that he's got in his hand there?
What is he?
It's like he's putting some type of foreign object into the front of his mask. What's he planning on doing?
I hope that doesn't come into play because, you know, that's right up against his head. Oh! That just laid the All-American flat out.
And your winner, the Mega Destroyer!
And with that, folks, we're going to be taking a short commercial break as we figure out a way to drag the All-American back to the locker room after that finish. We'll be right back, folks.
A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. From counting the lights in your local armory to main eventing in Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan. Collar and elbow. The wrestling brand.
Kyle Maggard here with Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, the premier wrestling organization in Southeast Kentucky. No, Southeast United States. Now, our offices get flooded with questions day in and day out.
about how you can get your Appalachian Mountain Wrestling merchandise. Well, I'm here to tell you now. You can go to ebay.com, search Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, find our online store there. You can get your own Appalachian Mountain Wrestling shirt that I'm wearing. You can get all of our special DVD tapings, whether it's Thanksgiving Turmoil, Hardwired, Weekends of Champion, Summer Bash. Get your special superstar photos. Get them signed, get them unsigned. Prices may vary, but all the products are the same, and that's simply the best because we're Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, and we're making wrestling great.
Sexy Sancier, you have a match coming up in a while. Are you prepared for it?
First off, don't talk when I'm talking because I don't want to talk over you. Second of all, you know, all I've heard on social media, anywhere I've seen, was that the great John Noble was going to grace us with his presence because he finally got some guts and was going to show up and confront the AMW heavyweight champion. But obviously, John Noble got smart and stayed at home like the yellow coward that he is. Because he knew if he come and got in Stancier's face, what was going to happen. And what was going to happen is I was going to kick his hind end right here at the Miller Family Fun Center in front of all you idiots. Now, with that being said, I want Scott Diamond to get his rear end out here right now.
I'm not accustomed to people calling me out, but now that you got me out here, what's on your mind?
What's on my mind is I want to know what gives John Noble the right just to show up after being in these mountains hiding for the last year. All of a sudden, he says he wants an AMW title shot, and he can just walk in here and you just roll a red carpet out for him and you hand him a title shot.
Now, Stan, I've not given him anything thus far, but if he can have the athletic commission approve him and he gets a license, I have no alternative but to allow him back at AMW Wrestling. And seeing that he was the last champion before you won the title, he has that alternative to use his return clause.
Do you know how many times I have beat John Noble? I have beat John Noble so many times, I should pay taxes on him.
Well, I haven't spoke to John this week, but he will be here if he can get the athletic commission to give him a license. So, with that being said, you know, don't worry so much right now about John Noble. We've got a lot of talent right here at AMW, and you have a big target on your back. As you'll see here in a couple of weeks, you have an opportunity to put that title on the line against Ace Jackson right here on AMW television. In a couple of weeks, you'll be one-on-one with Ace Jackson.
Well, what gives Ace Jackson the right to get a title shot? Who's this punk?
Ace Jackson is one of the new and up-and-coming rising stars in the sport of professional wrestling. And at AMW, Scott Diamond and the Championship Rules Committee, we want to bring not only the great veterans from around the world like yourself, we also want to give the opportunity to the great youngsters from around the world as well. Because at AMW, we're about the best. It doesn't matter if you're coming into the business or you've been here a long, long time. Just as long as you're the best.
You know what, Ace? You look like a good-looking kid. Let me give you a piece of advice. Just turn around, walk back. Shut up when I'm talking! Don't start that. Just turn around, do yourself a favor, forget you ever seen me, and forget of ever wanting an AMW title match. Just turn around and walk away.
One thing that I've never done in this business is turn around and walk away from a fight. Now, you're talking about Mr. Noble. He's not here. But the Crimson Dagger, Ace Jackson, is here. And I want a title shot tonight.
You know, here at AMW, we want to give the fans what they want. So would you like to see Ace Jackson take on the champ, Stan Sierra, at this TV taping? Well, Stan, it looks like we'll have a match right after this. Thank you. Good day.
Folks, Ace Jackson is ready to go right now here in AMW Wrestling, but folks, I believe we're about to run out of time in this week's episode of Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. Come back, stay tuned, tune in next week, because next week, I hope you enjoyed our episode this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great week, folks.